Good morning to all. In the previous class, we have discussed on the topic fibers and natural fibers and synthetic fibers and such a good classification of polymers, isn't it? So today we are going to learn about plastics. That is characteristics of plastic, classification of plastics, and pollution due to plastics. And what are the measures to be taken to reduce plastic pollution? Okay, so let me see one by one. So today our topic is plastic. Okay, so in our life or day-to-day life, we are using more plastics, isn't it? This plastics under the category of polymer. Okay, so plastic is also a type of polymer, and comparing to other substances, it belongs to synthetic polymer. Okay, synthetic means artificially. So we have to provide the plastic artificially by synthetic manner. That's why it is known as synthetic polymer. Okay. So nowadays we are using lot of plastic materials for household utensils and artificial hardware. So these and that belongs to the category of plastics. Okay. This word plastic is mainly derived from the word plasticos. Okay. So a plastic is a Greek word which derived from plasticos. Plasticos means with alterable shape. Okay, so the meaning of plasticos is with alterable shape. So we can convert into any shape. Okay, with alterable shape. And this plastics always belongs to the category of synthetic polymer. Okay, synthetic polymer like nylon, rayon. So these and all the category of plastics and synthetic polymers. Okay, so here we are going to learn what are the characteristics of plastic. Okay, the first character is the plastic is most combustible. Okay, it undergoes combustion process. Combustible means എത്രയും പെട്ടെന്ന് തീ പിടിക്കും. Okay, so it is known as combustion process. So it is highly combustible. And second one, the thermal conductivity is very less. Okay, so the conductivity of heating property is very less. That is the second one. And the third character is it does not dissolve in H2O. So water never react with plastic. Okay. So these are all the characteristics of plastic material. The first one is it is more combustible and thermal conductivity is very less. So it doesn't react with water. These are all the characteristics of plastic. Okay. Let me see. What are the situations which we are using plastic materials? Okay. Based on character. Look at this table. So the first table consists of some plastic material and their situations. Okay. Look at this figure, situation and character. Okay. First one, to insulate electric conductors. What is the character which is it is based on? Not a conductor of electricity. Okay. And the second one, to make handles of kitchen utensils. What is the character? Not a conductor of heat. That's why we are using plastic material as a kitchen utensil. To store chemical substances, because plastic never react with chemical substances such as acid, alkali or salt. Then to make water tank, because plastic never react with water. We know that. Next one, to make household utensils, because it can be molded in any shape and does not destroy easily. And what is the next situation? For making fishing nets, cords, etc. It is very strong and elastic property. Then for making raincoat, it has low density and transparent. Next, for wrapping food materials, because it is very transparent and do not flux easily. And the last situation is For making insulators, it do not conduct electricity. So these are all the situation we are using plastic material based on their character. Okay. So next of all, classification of plastic. Classification. So the plastic can be divided into two categories, such as thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Okay. So these are the two types of plastic, thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Okay. Here, the main difference is for thermoplastic plastic type, suppose we can heat the plastic, it gets very soft. Okay. Suppose if we are cooling the substances, that gets very hardened. Okay. What happens here? Suppose the plastic material undergoes heating, it gets very soft and process. Okay. Suppose the plastic undergoes by cooling method, it gets very hardened. Okay, hard property. So this is a recycling. We can repeat many number of times for this process. Okay, so this is the cyclic process. What is mean by thermoplastic? A type of plastic which gets soft by heating and which gets hard by cooling process. And this is the which one? Which process? Physical process. Okay, it is only temporary change. And for thermosetting plastic, this kind of plastic is by heating, it gets soft, and by cooling, it gets hardened. Okay, permanently. So we never repeat this process. It is not a reversible process. Okay, that is, it is a physical as well as chemical change. Okay, so what are the two classification of plastics here? Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Thermo means such a type of plastic. We get suppose if you are giving heat, what happens? It gets soft. By cooling, it converted into hard. So it is only temporary process. Okay. So it is known as physical process and reversible process also. And the second one is thermosetting plastic. Suppose a type of plastic which gets soft by heating and hardened by cooling, and it is a permanent process. We never repeat this process once again. Okay, so it undergoes physical as well as chemical change. So these are the two categories of plastics. So the plastics can be classified into two categories such as thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Thermoplastic is a physical process and thermosetting is a physical as well as chemical changes. Okay, now look at this table. What are the uses of thermo and thermosetting plastic? Okay, so this table is the uses of thermo and thermosetting plastic. Okay, let me see. What are the name of thermoplastic? Polythene and polyvinyl chloride. So what is the use of polythene? Polythene is used for the manufacture of different packet, tube, containers, etc. Isn't it? Next one, PVC. PVC, the expansion of PVC is polyvinyl chloride. What is the use of PVC? It is used for the manufacture of electrical wiring, plumbing, shoes, handbag, raincoat, bottles, furniture, etc. Okay, so the very important one, PVC, the uses of PVC, polyvinyl chloride. And what are the two uses of thermosetting plastic? Bakelite and melamine. Bakelite is used for the manufacture of plug, switches, buttons, handles of electrical utensils and kitchen vessels, etc. Melamine is used for the manufacture of unbreakable crockery for kitchen purposes. Okay. So next one, we are moving on to our another important topic, plastic pollution or pollution due to plastic. Okay, so we are using lot of plastic materials. So in our country, in some places, plastic materials have been banned, isn't it? But even though we are using plastic, because plastic is used in different field, for the main purpose is making artificial heart valves, isn't it? So what are the environmental issues caused by plastics? Let me see. Look at this figure. So this figure shows the environmental pollution due to plastic, isn't it? So first one, suppose it leads to environmental pollution when discarded carelessly. Okay. And second point is when animals eat it, what happens? Their aquatic organisms also destroys. And what are the situations in which plastic material become very harmful? The first one, after use, we carelessly throw away plastic materials to our surroundings. So what happens? It causes environmental pollution. And second one, when it burns, they cause air pollution. Okay. And when it throw away in soil, what happens? The fertility of soil will be decreases. And plastic that reach the water bodies hinder the flow of water. Then presence of plastics in the soil will reduce the aeration in the soil. Okay. So this is because plastic okay, this is because plastic do not undergo biodegradation like other substances. Okay, that's why it causes more environmental problems. Okay, now what are the measures we have taken to reduce plastic pollution? Suppose during function we can use ceramic, glass, or natural substances, isn't it? And second one, avoid disposable plastic product. Okay, and the third one, suppose if we are during function, we can use natural things, flowers, cloth, and plant trees instead of plastic for decoration. Okay, so these are all the measures we have to be taken. Then what are the 4 R's we have to practice? So the important one is we can reduce plastic, reuse plastic, refuse, and recycle. Okay. So these are all the 4 types of art we have to practice. Okay. First one, reduce, reuse, refuse, and recycle. So these are all the measures we have to take. As a student, we have to give awareness to the people. So these are all the 4 R's we have to practice in our life. Okay. Then the next one is the plastic. What is the main advantages of plastic? When plastic undergoes burning process, it can be converted into fuel. Okay, so when a plastic material undergoes heating at high temperature and pressure, okay, it converted into carbon dioxide plus water. So this type of reaction is known as hydrocarbon. Okay, suppose the hydrocarbon is released from this process is used as a fuel. Okay, so what happens when a plastic substances undergoes heating at the presence of high temperature and pressure, it converted into hydrocarbons such as carbon dioxide and water. So it is used as a fuel for many products. Okay, so these are all the very important advantages of plastic. Okay, so you have to note down this point, very important one. The energy from plastic is very important. Okay, so today class is over. Balance and all we will see in the next